Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And as always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and the solution for someone's problem. We're broadcasting live on April 28th in Toronto. I look outside, we've got some sun, but we're supposed to be getting like 3 or 4 days of straight rain. Straight rain. And who knows? But you know what? Doesn't matter what the weather is. We do our thing. Ryan should be with us in the next little bit, but not. I'll go hand solo. And again, a few housekeeping rules, as always. If you like what you see, or tell people you like what you see, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube. When you subscribe on YouTube, not only hit the subscribe, but also hit the notification button, really important. Then you can like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, and wherever you're watching this epic conversation or epic conversations, subscribe and tell people about it. How has everyone's week been? For myself, my throat's a little bit because I was in a session yesterday, leading a session yesterday with some people who attend the Salvation Army in downtown Toronto, and it was 4 hours. And I gave, but I am so happy that I attended it. It was such a great experience. Some incredible stories of people overcoming. A gentleman who shared that he's been alcohol free for 9 years, and also sharing he had, when he was 19 years old, he had 2 kids. Phenomenal stuff. Another lady overcoming addictions. It was really an incredible moment. Really, and I didn't mind having to drive home because I knew I was going to be stuck in traffic, but the weather was so nice. I just put the window down, silence, and just drove inch by inch till I eventually got home. So a big shout out to the Salvation Army for allowing me to share and have a positive impact in their space. And earlier on this week on Tuesday, I was invited, and Ryan was there too, invited to a special luncheon with 16 CEOs. And some of these CEOs, a number of the high level, actually one of the gentlemen was a deputy officer. Good morning, Wayne Harris. Good morning, Fitness IQ. Let me just say hello. Good morning. Good morning, Wayne. Thanks for taking the time. As always, appreciate not taking it for granted. Yeah, on Tuesday this week, myself, Ryan, and Janice Bartley of Foodpreneur Lab, we were invited to a special luncheon at the Scarlet Road Golf and Country Club. And like with 16 CEOs, one of the CEOs is the chief operating officer of Zoomer Media. And for those people who don't know that, Zoomer Media is run by a gentleman named Moses Zeimer, who was the founder of City TV, Much Music, etc., etc. And we had a great 2-hour conversation about one of the subjects we talked about was getting good talent and keeping good talent. It was really good. And, some of these gentlemen have multi-million-dollar organizations that they're running and just overcoming. One of the gentlemen shared a story where there's a gentleman was part of his company for 10 years, really good and close. And within the period of, three or 4 months, his mother died, his father died, and his dog died. And then he started having problems with alcohol. And he just shared how they managed through that situation. It was great lessons learned. So really fantastic stuff. And that's about it for now. So today we have a new friend on the Morning Vibe. And, we've had a lot of conversations and you hear a lot in the news about AI. artificial intelligence, chat GPT, all these things. Oh, good morning, Aldafina. We haven't seen you a bit. Hope everything's going all right with you. Yeah, so we're talking about chat GPT, artificial intelligence, losing jobs, etc., etc. Well, we have someone who is really in on this, really, really in on this. And plus, I've known her at least digitally for, wow, probably about 6, 7 years minimum that we've known each other. And she brings it. She has the knowledge. And she's just, first of all, she's just a really nice person. Number one. Number one, she's just a nice person. We only want nice people on this platform. Yes, family? Hope you agree. So let me give you a background on our new friend today. Terry Johnson is a marketing strategist in New York City after several years working in the advertising industry and as an IT contractor for the US government. She now applies her considerable experience to helping small business owners create the right digital marketing strategy for their online business. She focuses on marketing strategies and branding for small business owners and brand builders. Additionally, she keeps up with the latest trends in social media, digital marketing, and branding for business owners. And she provides daily information on tips on how to create the right digital marketing strategy for your small business or brand. And, I'll be putting up her socials in the next few months, but she posts on a regular basis, especially Instagram. She's all over the place. So I'm just going to suggest that you follow Terry, and I'm going to suggest that we bring Terry to the stage.
Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here. And thank you for that warm welcome. I feel so loved.
You are loved, Terry. We have been blessed to know each other for a lot of years. We do have a common bond, a gentleman named Mario Armstrong.
Yes.
Yes, and we owe a lot to him. Just out of actually, I was speaking with him earlier on this week. I said, "Has Miss Nicole and Terry spoken yet?" He said, "No." I said, "Come on, Mario.
It'll happen. Don't worry.
It'll happen in the universe. It'll
No
happen in the
wine
universe."
before it's time.
Absolutely.
That's how I look at it.
So family, if you got questions, we're going to get into AI and chat GPT. If you have questions, this is one of the best people in my constellation you need to ask, because she is in it on a regular basis and she shares it out. She shares it out. And so you're already getting this welcome. Wayne Harris. Hey, Terry, welcome.
Hey.
Good stuff. So Terry, before we get into it, I gave a little bit about your background. Could share a little bit more, and then we'll just get right into the AI thing. So what else would you like to share about yourself with us?
Well, I mean, that pretty much covers it, but it was a long journey for me to get to the social media digital marketing space, because I've always been in marketing. I work for AC Nielsen Company, which is a big marketing research firm. That was my my major in college. I've always been immersed in marketing and advertising. I also worked for one of the largest advertising conglomerates, which was it owned all the other agencies. So I've been immersed in that for a while, but then I did a switch and I went to work for the federal government as IT support, which was a switch. Not really, but it was something that I wanted to do. So I kind of mixed the two now. Like I know IT tech stuff, software based, not hardware, and all the marketing, digital marketing topics that we talk about today is social media. So it's really exciting.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's get to it, because there's so much information. And when I finally got a chance to have Terry come with us, I said, "What do you want to talk about, Terry?" And she said, "All right, let's go at it full throw about AI and the opportunities available now because of AI."
Yes, it's a hot topic.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people are intimidated by it, but you're saying there's opportunities. So
yes,
let's start. When did your initial encounters with AI start?
Well, I started last year. I can't remember the date, but I've always paid attention to it because I pay attention to anything that has to do with social media. So I saw all of these uh SaaS, software as a service, which just means that you go on, you sign up, and you use it online digitally. So I saw Jasper AI, there was Copy AI, there was a couple of software platforms like that that were talking about it. So I just kept my eye on it, but I really got into it November last year because that's when Chat GPT came out. and it just exploded. So in a month, they had like 100 million signups. And I mean, OpenAI is a research development company that they have, engineers and coders and things, and they work on AI intelligence software. Now, when we say AI, it's a big world. Because if you remember those the commercials, not commercials, but the videos that come out from, I think it's Boston Dynamics or MIT, and you've seen those robot dogs videos with the dogs doing and jumping, or the robot helping a human hand them a screwdriver or something. That's AI too, but the one we're talking about now is generative AI, which is, and this is going to get technical, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try to give it to you in an easy fashion. So when we talk about chat GPT, we're talking about a subset of GPT, which is, let me get this right because I wrote it down. So GPT, and we're on level 3 now. So GPT-3 is a third generation generative pre-trained transformer. Now, hold on, I'm gonna explain this. I know it sounds technical. It's a neural network machine learning model trained using internet data to generate any type of text. Okay, so you input text and you get text out. Now, the thing that this is that the GPT is the model, or learning language model that it uses. What that means is that the software is just trained. Think of it as a library. Think of it as a library full of books of data, of information. So when you use ChatGPT, which is an interface for that GPT transformer, you're giving it a command to do something, and it goes to the subset of data, the library, that it knows to go to. Does that make sense before I move on?
Yes, so I understand. I want to make sure if anyone doesn't
Please,
understand,
because this is,
please
yes,
put it in the comments, because if you don't understand now, the rest is just going to be cloudy. Just want to say hello to Tim Frey, who's a big proponent here in the Greater Toronto area of Chat GPT and AI. So he's going to be on your side during this
good,
conversation.
good. So yes,
So
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 jump in.
let's keep it going. And anyone,
Right.
if you have any questions, please ask away. So go
Yes.
ahead, Perry.
So, and I've explained this several times on when I'm on the Biz Chicks on my show, because I want people to get it. It's not scary. It's only scary if you don't know, and if you don't understand and you can't make the connection. So I'm trying to make the connection. I always use the analogy of a library for Chat GPT, which is a software interface put out by OpenAI. Okay, so OpenAI is one company. Then on the other side, you have Microsoft and Bing. Okay, so we got to explain Bing. Bing's a little different. Microsoft put in, I think, like $10 billion into OpenAI's research and software for GPT-4 or 3. We're on 4 now, but GPT-3 at the time. And they integrated GPT-3 into their Bing search engine. Okay, so when you use Bing, and if anybody use Bing, let me know. But Bing is in Microsoft's browser, Microsoft Edge, and when you go to it and you click on the chat and you ask it a question, it gives you the information back a little differently from Chat GPT, because Bing is connected to the internet. So when you use Bing, their subset of data that Bing goes and references and gives you the information back is based on that library plus what's on the internet. So Bing will give you the answer, and it will cite sources like it says CNN.com or Hootsuite.com, whatever the website that it pulls the information from. Now, do we have that before I move on?
Okay, now we've got a question. So
Yes.
wait. Okay, so first of all, let me go back. Aldefino says, well simplified, Terry. Then, but Wayne Harris says, I get it. Is it a library, or is it a library where someone is choosing the books? Do these books represent everyone?
Now, see, that's a good question, because we're starting to get into with GPT about diversity, equity, and all that stuff. Because who is choosing the books? That's a good question. Well, OpenAI is the research and development company, so they get to choose the data subset or data set. Now, I'm not sure. I don't have the details. Now, I'm not the expert. This is just what I know so far. Whatever they decide to use as the learning language model, and it's the basis. So let's get this. The library is the basis. Why it's called and Chat GPT is beta, because they need us, the users, to input and ask things so the GPT model learns more. It's like a brain that expands. So since November, when people were signing up for Chat GPT, it's been learning from us. So now it had that original subset of data, that library, but now it has us. So think of all the people in America, Canada, all the other countries that are using it. So it grows. It's like a sponge. It expands. So that's where I think we are now. Now, the thing about choosing the books, that's been, that's a thing that's coming up about, culture and all that other stuff. But I don't have the details on that because I don't work for OpenAI. This is just what I know from reading and everything. So I want to make sure we got that straight.
Okay,
I see a
so
lot of
more
things in the chat. Let's go.
the families are coming in now. So
Come on.
Chat GPT is only updated to 2021. No.
Well, it is. Because see, that's the library. Think of a library. It's closed, right? It's a closed building, and you have to put the books in. So that's why Microsoft has their Bing experiment beta, because it has the library, plus it has everything coming from the outside, from the internet. So that's why when you go to Chat GPT, you cannot ask it like what happened last night with the was it the NFL draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I just pay attention to the news. So if you went to Chat GPT and asked it about something last night, it can't answer that. Bing might be able to, because it's connected to the internet.
All right.
But see how Bing is a search engine with GPT 3.5. We're on 3.5. GPT 3.5 capabilities. Chat GPT is 3.5 and 4. If you pay for it. Remember, there's a free Chat GPT and there's a plus, which you pay for it. You get the GPT-4. Now, why am I talking about 3.5 and 4? Because the learning language model is significantly different. 4 is an upgrade. It can do more things, and it will do more things. I believe that ChatGPT 4, you'll be able to input a photo, and it will create a photo or get information from that photo. I'm not sure. I got to remember. There's so much information in my head. But there's a difference between the 3.5 and the 4. So if you pay for ChatGPT, you get access to GPT-4, which gives you an answer that's more nuanced and robust and filled out, versus the 3.5 one that everybody's using for free because they want to learn a new data subset. They want GPT to learn, and that's you. So whenever you go in and ask it whatever, all that's going into the library for GPT 3.5 Chat GPT. Okay. Now let's stop again. Let's see what we got. Any questions?
All right. So let's do some more things here. So Tim Frey says we are all generated pre-trained transformers. Think about it. 4 years of university on a certain topic that is studied by reading, etc. Then you go to a job and help people with your knowledge.
That's it, exactly. Real world example. That is it. And then once you leave university or the college experience and get a job, you learn from the people on that job who have a different set of subset of experience from you, and you put that together with your university knowledge. So that is a perfect example. Thank you for that.
I told you that's why Tim is in hard on this. So, and we're doing something brand new today because Terry, because you are so into the social media, I'm also just broadcasting this conversation just with myself live on Instagram.
Ooh, so hey, Instagram.
Right, so they're hearing your voice. They're not seeing you, but they're hearing our audio on Instagram. So I want to shout out everybody on Instagram. We're going to broadcast part of this conversation. But if you want to catch the full thing, go to the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube channel. So for the people on Instagram, we're here with Terry Johnson. We're talking about AI and the opportunities available now because of AI on the Morning Vibe show, which is one of the many conversations I host. So
And
Wayne
right.
says, yes, Tim.
Mhm.
Also, he says, keep in mind, Wayne, it's open AI, so it's open source, so you can input your books and it will learn and we will get your info.
Right.
Wayne also says, I've asked it questions about Black condition. It can't respond. I worked for Microsoft and there was that I was there at the advent of Bing. That their platform is a game changer.
Yes, I agree with that. Bing has the advantage. I didn't even bring up Google and Bard, their beta
Yes.
GPT, which it's not great. So Bing has the advantage over Google, which is a shocker to me because Google is the
Search
biggest
engine. Yeah.
is search engine. Right. Right.
Okay. And good morning, Divine Right.
Hey, Serena. Serena's here. The
Yeah,
Media Scope people.
we got the Media School family.
Media
Alafina
Scope family.
says, so true, Tim Frey. Uh, yes, she says, awesome broadcasting on IG. Thank you so much. I thought today. And then
Yep.
Wayne says, the best example of this is Borg on Star Trek. Resistance is futile. It levels up by the second.
Guys got all of these are all great analogies. Yes. Yes.
All
Now,
right.
now
So,
speaking of the Borg, just real quick. Now,
yeah.
remember that part? There was a fear with it. So
Yep.
the fear is here because they're saying AI is taking your job. AI is going to do this. AI is going to do that. And I'm not saying that this GPT stuff is perfect. I say this about social media. It's a tool. It's a tool that you use to make your life better. There are going to be bad actors and people out there that just going to use it for bad stuff. They will. That's just how it is. And I always say that I say social media is a tool like a screwdriver. You can use it to build a house for a habitat for humanity for good, or you can use it as a weapon to hurt somebody. And what can we do about that? The little people here, we really can't do anything about it because OpenAI is in charge of this, Microsoft is in charge of this, other companies, other corporations. And also another thing about this GPT stuff, it's branching out from these corporations into people, like you said, open source. Anybody can write anything about, or they can create their own little tool, because now we have auto GPT and baby GPT and hugging face GPT. And so I don't want to get into that. It's going to branch out. So think of this as Kleenex. So you remember when Kleenex came out, that's the brand name, but it was just tissues. But everybody calls it Kleenex, even though if you buy the generic brand.
Yeah, you
Oh,
buy a
this is
brand at
Kleenex.
Costco or Walmart or something, still
Yes,
Kleenex.
yes. And I remember I'm dating myself. You go back to the copy machine in the offices. It was Xerox this. It wasn't copy this. It was Xerox this. So Chat GPT is like that because they're starting to, and I found this out this week that OpenAI did not copyright Chat GPT, or
What?
they're in the process of it. They're in the process of it, but they might not be able to copyright it because of some lawyer errors and a couple other things. But that's the analogy with the Chat GPT. Everybody's just going crazy and calling it that, but it's much, much more. It's more generative AI than Chat GPT.
All right. Now, since I've now started broadcasting IG, there are people I got to shout out on
Yes.
the IG. Carl Cassell, legendary restaurant owner of Harlem Restaurant. Thank you for
Ooh.
joining in. Honey La Rochelle, haven't seen you in a minute. Heard from you in a minute, but she says hello. And she's saying it's true what Terry is sharing and love more style coaching. Good morning. Glad you're enjoying. So we're saying we're broadcasting on Instagram, we're broadcasting on Facebook, we're broadcasting on Twitch, we're broadcasting on YouTube. We're all over
We're
the place.
everywhere.
They're everywhere. And I said, you know what? This would be a good time to test this out with someone who I turn to when it comes to social media on, and she'll say, Dr. Vaughn, that was a good idea, or Dr. Vaughn, that wasn't a good idea. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
say, well, if it's a
listen,
good,
if you can handle all of the, because this, really, you guys, when you're watching this, it looks easy, but when you're behind the scenes,
oh
there's a
my
lot of bells
goodness,
and whistles. So if
yeah,
you can handle the multi-streaming, I say go for it. But if you can't, just stream one place. It's fine. It's
there you
fine. Just
go.
go where your people are. That's the only thing you need to do.
Okay, Tim has a comment here. So Tim and Wayne are in with you today, saying this AI tool creates a level playing field for entrepreneurs. Instead of thinking that it will take away jobs, which most of us do not have, it will be our different departments, HR, etc.
Yes.
And I think you were going to get to this eventually, but Wayne is
Okay.
asking now, from a Black perspective, you had the search engine, you had YouTube. We are still at the bottom of the pay scale. Now we have this. What can Black people do? Oh,
Yeah,
TJ is on.
I can't even wait for you to finish it. This is my wheelhouse, guys. I love these questions that you are putting up, these comments and everything, because this facilitates the comments, the thought process. Because this is where I'm thinking, what in the back of my head, what can we as a culture, our culture, do to use this? So I always talk about it and explain it in simple terms so the fear goes away. So yes, AI will get rid of jobs, but it will get rid of redundancy. I'm sorry to say, if you have a job that's redundant, that a computer or a robot can take over, it's going to go. I'm sorry, but you have to be proactive, ahead of the game. That's why you're here listening. That's why I talk about it, because I want you to be ready. Don't be afraid. Our world has changed. And this, if you remember when the iPhone came out, I think it was 2007, I believe.
Okay, I'll look
And
it up.
I think it was 2007. I remember exactly. I got goosebumps because I said this thing is going to change our world, and it did. Can you remember the world before the smartphone? I mean, yes, we can, but can you do the things you were doing before? You were taking 10 steps to do something, and now you can just use your phone. It has changed the world. It has recorded things that we needed to see, our society, and it has facilitated change. And I'm not going to bring up the names, but you all know the names. We wouldn't be in this spot talking about those people if the phone wasn't recording. So think about that. So this chat GPT 4, 3, whatever level we're on, it's going to change the world. It's going to happen. So you got to be ready. I see that my job. I'm here to help. I'm in your corner. I'm here to explain it and say, no, slow down. This is an opportunity for entrepreneurship, for changing your life, changing the way. But it's a runaway wild horse right now, and you got to control it. And if you hear somebody saying they're an expert and they don't work for OpenAI or Microsoft, they're not. Because the news comes out so fast and furious about generative AI and what it can do that nobody knows. We don't know where it's going, but we as a culture, this is a tool we can finally use to make our lives better, generational wealth, building a business, helping you out, small business, solopreneur, the new infopreneur, all of that stuff. The opportunity is there, but you got to have someone to guide you and show you and make you feel better about it. Because you feel in your stomach, like, I don't want to lose my job, but this is an opportunity for you to better your life by doing something that you love. And I
Yeah.
love that this ties into social media, because I always say social media is your opportunity to expand your life and to talk about something you want to talk about. Sorry about this is New York, so
No worry.
this is an opportunity for you to reach an audience. It used to be for free. Things are changing, but I'll talk about that another time. But when you wanted to start a business years ago, you had to what? Get a business plan, go to a bank, get a loan, take out a newspaper ad, take out a TV ad, buy a building, rent a building. You don't have to do any of that anymore. The middleman has been removed.
Yep.
With social media, you could just get on. There's several ways to do it, but it's an easy process. Now we have ChatGPT to help with the content creation side of it, because a lot of people, and I know this because I talk to a lot of business owners, they get stuck on what to say, where to say it, how to do it. It has to be perfect. And I'm like, no, now you got an assistant. This
Yeah.
thing can answer
Yeah.
just about any question you can. And just realize, by putting in questions and text now, you're helping it to grow and be better. Okay. So I see the chat moving, so let me stop.
Okay, all right. So we'll just take a little bit of time out just to say, coming up on this Monday show, someone that Terry may know, a lady named Dr. Tachi.
Oh yeah.
Is going to be on Mondays, the Morning Vibe, talking about giving us updates on media, tech, and pop culture. And there's been so many things going on, especially media wise in the United States. This past Monday, within 2 hours, Tucker
Yes.
Carlson and Don
Yes.
Lemon were let
Oh,
go. So
this
that's
has been a week wild ride in media. She's gonna have a bunch of stuff to talk about
yeah.
on
There's
the
always stuff
Biz Shit
going
show
on.
today. Mhm.
So and also if you
Yes.
want to get in touch with Terry, please, please, please. I put it up on the screen, but there's her website. She's on YouTube. She's on Facebook. It's all there. Reach out. I guess follow her because again,
I'm on
this
fan
content.
base.
Yeah, she everywhere. She
I'm
everywhere.
everywhere, and it's
E-
always going to be Terry Johnson online. So I say people, you find me everywhere. Just look Terry Johnson online. You'll find me, and just
Absolutely. So
reach
more
out.
the family is more stuff coming here. Tim says this morning on the business news they mentioned that they predict that AI will be an $800 billion sector over the next 10 years. Don't fall behind black people.
I'm gonna shock you by saying I think 800 billion is too low. I look at it in the trillions, but he's right. On the next, this is the wave. And I'm going to tell you something that, if you've heard in the last few years the word metaverse, I
Yeah.
was never happy with that. I was like, because, the metaverse is the next big thing. And Facebook changed its name to Meta because of the metaverse. I was like, something is off. I didn't feel like that was the hot new thing. Here comes ChatGPT in November 2022. And I said, that's it. That's the game changer. So we talk about Web 3.0, which is just the next level of what we do online. They call it Web 3.0. That is Web 3.0. That is where we're going. Now, it's confusing because there's no roadmap, there's no guidelines, there's no get off at this exit sign, all of that for us. It's because it's a playground. It's a playground, and we have to learn, well, do we want to go on this line or do we want to go? There's so many different ways to do this. So I know that can overwhelm a lot of people. So
Yeah.
I don't want you to be overwhelmed, but I want you to see a path using this generative AI. And I haven't even talked about Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, Mid Journey,
Oh, hold, hold.
with images. Oh, don't get me. I can't.
Let's stop.
We don't have enough
Okay, all
time.
right. Let me just take a hold for a moment. So, reaching out, you change now on Instagram Live. Welcome, 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 David. Have not chatted with you a bit, and we have to get you on the platform. But for those who are watching on Instagram Live, our repeater live, we're talking with Terry Johnson about AI and the opportunities available now because of AI in the morning watch. This is the first time I've done something like this on Instagram. So give me feedback. Is it all right? Is it not all right? You tell me, because I got one of my social media mentors. This is what I did first time with her on. So I want to get her feedback also. So, hey,
You're
share,
doing good.
share.
If you can integrate
Well, I've
the
done
Instagram
4,000 of
Live.
these. So
Yes.
I said, let me give it a whirl, right? Let me give it a whirl. So
I
back
see the
on the
chat moving, so let's get
yeah,
into
let's
that.
get to it. So Hayden, another family. Thank you, Terry, for adding us the spoonful of sugar that helps them. I like it. Helps the
You're
medicine
welcome.
go down.
You're welcome.
This is
You're
great.
absolutely welcome.
Aldefina, another great member of the family here. Recent generations are individually documenting and archiving news and info daily. I still have respect for the oral history and traditions, but I see more value in creating and actualizing our ideas in real time or accessing it info instantly.
You guys are bringing it. So you stick to that core value. But what you're going to do is you're going to use these tools to shorten the time that you make content to reach an audience, to reach people. Social media has gotten rid of the middleman, so you can instantly reach out and get the audience that is attracted to what you're saying. So let me get into this a little bit because there's the algorithm. It makes me, when I hear people, the algorithm is against me. The algorithm, it's not the algorithm. It's that they write, an algorithm is just code, but they write the code in order to serve the app and not the user. It's to serve the app. Remember, Facebook, Instagram, it's all about making money for them. We're the user, we're the guinea pig. They don't really care about us until we pay. And you starting to see that wave of paying for subscriptions to Meta, to Snapchat, to Twitter Blue. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. But in the meantime, use this free organic audience that may or may not be interested in what you have to say, and you got to be good with that. You may not go viral. You may not have 100 million followers like Kim Kardashian, whatever she's got now, or Beyonce or whoever. You may not ever get that. But if you can get a core group of people, say if you got 500 to 1,000, you're good. You got a core audience that's hanging on your every word and listening to you, you're golden. You're golden. Because you can take that and what? Have a community, create tools and things that they need, or I know this is Dr. Bob's thing. You know where I'm going with the brand sponsorship. And you don't have to have 100 million people to get a brand deal. We gonna table that. I'm not gonna get into that.
Not today.
Right. But all of that starts with social media, talking to people who want to hear what you have to say, connecting with them and gathering them together into a community or audience that wants to listen to you. And it could be 500, it could be 100, it could be 1,000, it could be 10,000. Stop going after the numbers and look at the connection with the people and make that a community. That's what you got to do.
Okay, you know what? Drop the mic there. Drop the mic there. All right.
Let me add a little bit. I got to be a little mean with you. It's hard.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's not easy.
Of course.
Nothing's old to you.
Okay, Terry, I'm doing it now. Drop the mic. I did a drop the mic on that last one.
And I always say this. My mama said, everybody ain't going to like you. You got to get good with that. You got to sit in that. But we're in a time period where you can reach a captive audience for free. Right now it's free, but it's starting to, you're starting to see you got to pay. But it was free for 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. Now it's hard work to get it attention because we got TikTok, we got Snapchat, we got Netflix, we got the NFL draft, we got NBA finals, we got parents taking their kids here and there. Yep. Schoolwork. There's so much attention that they have to pay it to in their lives. It's harder and harder for you to break through the noise. It can be done. Yep. It's just harder now. So I don't want to hear to talk about the algorithm. They're not going to fix it for you. You just have to realize one thing. Where are my people hanging out? Where are my people hanging out? The people that might want to listen to what I have to say. Mm-hmm. They're on YouTube. Good. Get over there. Build up an audience. They're on Instagram. Build up the audience. If they're not on Instagram, then go where they are. Maybe they're on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Maybe they are on somewhere else.
Terry's dropping major game, and
I see the chat.
Let's no problem. And I just want to catch up here. Simone Cordes says hello. China Sugar Cane Polite. Hey, Simone, yes, you and I have to touch base. So my fault that I haven't been in touch with you more. So if people see me looking aside because I'm looking at my tablet and responding to people there. So as I said, and Simone Cordes said, I needed to hear this. So
yes,
Terry is bringing value, very, very good value today. And just a heads up on IG. I don't know if I'm going to put on the whole conversation. I may cut it because I want to have my audience on YouTube. So I'm giving a snippet. Yes. So then if you go over to the YouTube channel, you're going to catch the whole conversation.
Yeah. And come on over to YouTube. You get to ask your question. Or
exactly. Well, they can ask it here too on Instagram, but I may not be on for the whole thing. So let's catch up with the comments. Oh boy. Okay. There's a lot.
I can see it moving. So I'm like,
okay.
Whoa.
So I'm going to do some comments and we get to some questions. Wayne Harris says the metaverse is the Betamax. AI is online streaming.
Okay. You guys are bringing it. That is perfect analogy.
Tim Frey says, I would also suggest, along with AI, Black people need to study what quantum.
You guys, you're gonna have me on here all day. Yes, quantum computing.
You're coming back. I was gonna ask if you come back, but you already know you need to come back.
Quantum computing, yes. GPT, yes. Blockchain. I didn't say cryptocurrency. Blockchain. Those are some of the things we need to focus on. The metaverse, I was always like, it was like a forced kind of thing, especially because it was coming from Facebook Meta, that they were trying to force this metaverse, and it's not ready. And I know that it's not ready for well, I won't say basic person. I'm just saying the average person. And I get that from my experience of working in advertising and marketing, IT, working with people, working with users. They want things simple. If it's not simple, it will not catch fire. That's what happened with Chat GPT. It was simple. You go to it and it's like a gene. It's like, you just type in what you want and it gives it back to you. It might not be perfect, and it's not perfect. But this is where the human experience comes in, and your knowledge. You have to say that's not right. And I put things in and known the subject matter, and Chat GPT is giving me
GPT.
something back. And I said that they made it up. It's called hallucination in AI world. It's because you're giving it a command. Remember, you're talking to ones and zeros. You're talking to code. It has to execute the command. So you're giving it a command. So if it doesn't have all the data in that, remember that library, it will make it up.
Okay. I'm
That's
gonna
why
stop
it
you
does
because
that.
we got to get more comments here. There and they're just flying in. Okay,
I
so
see.
Wayne says, yes, Tim, start with computer science and quantum computing takes you to the next level.
Yes.
Perry Douglas, another big component. It is important to understand that AI is not generating any new insights. It's simply aggregating and predicting language based on prompts.
You guys are on it. That's why it's called LLM, learning language model. That's
All
exactly
right.
right.
Aldefino says, yes, Terry, say it. Wayne is saying the time to value is almost instant. Content creation is not your value. The value is getting to and building your audience faster and deeper than ever before. Terry's loving it.
I'm like, I think I found my people. You guys are like, I'm like, why am I? I'm like, you're giving it. This is it. This is it. And
Yes.
I love that you said content creation is not your value, because this is what we've been doing with social media before now, is figuring out, oh, you spending too much time overthinking to make perfect content when you should just make content, because that is, think of it as fishing. You're putting your hook in the water and you're sitting there and you're waiting for, you're waiting for the fish to jump on. That's pretty much what content is, your content creation. So I see a lot of people, believe me, I see it. You're overthinking it, that it has to be perfect. No, it just has to be the right messaging. Get your messaging right and you'll connect with an audience. And then from there, you're off to the races.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let
And
me
Wayne
just.
is correct. I love that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to
Okay.
screenshot that. Let me screenshot that.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Okay. So
I've done
here's
that.
a guest that's screenshotting the content that you family are
I
bringing.
got it.
Okay, good
I got
stuff.
it. Okay.
Aldefina says, I see it like digital real estate. Even if someone interacts in the future rather than today, it's still seed in the ground.
Yes, correct. Stake your claim now. Stake your digital claim now. You don't have to use the plot of land, but put it, stamp it, and put your name on it. That means your brand name or whatever name you're going by online. Just get that real estate, that digital real estate, and save it for when you're ready to build the house.
And she says, yes. Okay, let's get to some questions now. I got through the comments. Now questions. So Wayne has a question. This is the next level of democratization of information. Are Black people going to move away from their learned helplessness, or will or will they go all in and develop in days and months versus years?
Is Wayne, are you in my brain? These are all the things that I think about when we talk about Chat GPT and generative AI and the tools. I was never afraid. Well, okay, let me be honest. When I first saw the possibility, it was a little tiny thing in me said, oh, this is scary. And then I got over it because I saw the value of it. I saw the value of it. So this is, now we're getting into culture and things like that, but we need to be there because we need to, as a culture, we need to get out of the mindset of we must, the only way that we can earn wealth is a 9-to-5 job. No. That is a way to make a wage and earn a living, pay some bills. But we need to start thinking about expanding our minds and saying the passion that we have that may have been suppressed by your family or whoever that said you're not gonna make your money off of that. Get that out of your head now, because you can make money with that. You can. There is I bring it up all the time. There was a guy I saw that had a website talking about hot sauce. This was years ago. Website talking about hot sauce. I gotta go find that dude because I bet he's making money. But what it is that he talked about his passion. And I'm pretty sure he had people in his life that said, you can't make money with a website talking about hot sauce. He talks about different hot sauces from different countries and different brands and this and that. He has a following because people care about that.
Yep.
He connected. He plugged into an area where people want to talk about it. It could be anything, people, anything. And ChatGPT has opened the door for you to make content easy and fast, like Wayne says. It's about speed now. It was never about perfection. It's about speed and building your platform, building your audience, using it while it's free, because the door is closing, people. I'm telling you now, I've seen this coming, and I've been saying this for a long time, that this free was going to end. And you see it. Meta wants you to pay $14.99. Twitter Blue wants you to pay. Snapchat Plus, LinkedIn, that's the model they're going to. Why? Because a social media platform and app has to have two things. It has to have daily active users, and it has to have revenue.
Yep.
Those two things.
Yep.
That's oxygen. And if those two things aren't happening, it's going to die. And these platforms, these businesses know that because they're businesses, right? So that's what's going on.
Well, not only business, but they have investors.
Yes, they have investors. Thank you.
That are investing to make money.
They want a return on their investment.
Exactly, and it's a whole other conversation about how many.
Yeah, we can splinter off into different things. Just don't get me
upcoming. We got many things. We got many more conversations to come. Let me just put it out here. Okay, I'll get to that. Okay. Yes. Okay, hold on. We got here fitness. Like you, very true, Terry, about just having the right message. Tim says to Wayne, the level of democratization of information. This is why I say the old school system is dead.
Yes, the world that you've known before has blown up and splintered, and it's different now. A lot of people haven't realized that they're still in the old school, the old way. But you guys, we're all looking forward into the new thing of, I got this screwdriver. What can I make with it that's going to make my life better, improve somebody else's life, build generational wealth for me, make me wealthy, make me an entrepreneur, make me a business owner. It's there. You got to pick it up.
Absolutely. And okay, let me get to Ray's question. There's always a small percentage of Black folks who will monetize any environment. How can we help those who are always left behind to get up to speed using the new technological opportunities?
Okay. We are getting deep into it. This is
this is the family here, Terry.
No. I love it. No, I love it. I love that. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have people that you won't be able to help because it's a mindset thing. So these are my thoughts and ideas. I thought I'd never put them out in the world, but I think we should start with the younger, the better.
Okay.
The younger, the better. Yes, go to school, but in the household, talk about entrepreneurship, thinking out of the box, thinking differently, because you have to realize kids in school they're getting messages from people that may not see the best in them. But there's people in the neighborhood or in the family community that sees the best in a kid. Don't let that be damper. Don't let that thing, that light in them get smothered, because it can. And then it makes it harder as an adult. As we get older, it's harder to change, is what I'm saying. So we need to start with the kids and have that education. But now we're having a discussion where education is saying, well, ChatGPT, we got to kill it. We got to get rid of it. And I'm like, no, you have to change the style. Everything has to be changed. I'm just going to say that right now. That I see that. Everything has to be changed. Everybody doesn't see that. But those that do, that see the doorway is open, walk right through it. Because there's nobody stopping us now. They're going to try to stop you later. But right now, that door is open. And it's generative AI with text and imagery. You see people making books, publishing their self books, making kids books, plays, um, comic books, movies. I see it's mind blowing, dizzy
All
if you
right.
think about it. But we should go, what is that thing that I'm passionate about? And I mean that you could just do all day, every day. And if you had, somebody paying your bills, you would do that happily. That's the thing. That's the thing. Work on that idea. Now it used to be, where do I start? I don't know where to start. Chat GPT. Go in there and say, I have an idea about blah blah blah. Give me, ways to start it, or give me 5 ideas on blank blank blank. Just figure out how to ask it. It will do it. I know, because I've done it. I use it for everything. I have a phrase of an idea. I have a 2-word idea. I will go to Chat GPT and say, give me a list of 50 podcast ideas based on these 2 words. And it will spit it out. And I go, oh, I like number 5. And I work on that. But see, that's where you start with it.
All
And
right.
don't think you have to have it perfectly formed. Go in there, whatever tool you want to use. It doesn't have to be Chat GPT. It's just the easiest one. You could go in there and say, I have an idea about XYZ. Give me 50 ideas on how to get this off the ground.
All
It will
right.
give you an answer that you can work with and say, that's a good starting point. Let me sit down and mind map it. Mind map it means just, write it down. This is the idea and all the possible ways I can go with it. And that will get you started. Okay. So that's what I mean. This is like the door is open. All you got to do is, I got an idea, walk through it. Now, AI is not, right now, it's not sentient, it's not thinking. It's just, like I said, it's going to that library of data because you gave it a command. It says, well, let me give Terry what she wants. I'm going to do my best. And if it's not there, I'm going to hallucinate and make it up because I got to give Terry what she asked me for. So think about it like that. Okay. I see the chat moving. Let's get
Yeah.
to these questions.
Okay. So we're gonna do a few things. I'm gonna shut it down on IG Live, but so if, and I know one or two people. I think Ray from more Milan Group. You came on for a second on IG Live. Just, you can get back to me and how did it sound? How did it look? But for those people on Instagram Live, I'm shutting it down now. If you want to catch the full conversation, go to the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube channel. Watch it,
Yeah.
subscribe, share people about it. So we're gonna shut down the live right now on Instagram. Okay, so now I can focus back
Okay.
on this screen.
Okay, good.
So
See, that's what I'm saying. You're in the background. That's a lot of things going on. If you can handle
it's
it,
all
do it.
right. It's
Yeah.
it's okay. So now let's catch up with some of these more comments. So
Yeah.
Macmillan Group says, Tim agreed. I am not thinking of carrying the masses, but we do know that there is a significant disparity in who has access to information.
Yes. I
And
agree with
then
that.
he also says the easier it is to access, the more difficult the access for many. Even here in right here in North America, I know we will do fine, but I can't ignore the
Yes.
rest.
We had the digital divide.
There it's and
Yeah.
it's continues to widen.
Right.
And then Tim Frey says, Terry, don't be afraid of paid services. If a new entrepreneur cannot afford a social media manager for $75K per year, they can afford a subscription to base software for $2,000 per year.
Right. Yes.
Simone, who was watching on Instagram, now has come over to YouTube as I suggested to catch it. Thank you so much,
And
Simone,
let me
for
say
joining.
something real quick about the paid. I have nothing against paid. I just like to make it where, okay, if it's free, start with that, but definitely move up to paid when you need it, and you'll know it. Okay.
Excellent, no problem. Aldafina says, yes, lean into your passions. Perry says ChatGPT is not accurate and can be dangerous if you don't know the subject matter. Therefore, you will diminish your value if you just use ChatGPT for full content creation versus a prompt.
Yes, and I mentioned that. I said it
Yeah.
wasn't perfect. It can hallucinate. What it is a jumping off point. I just explained
Yes.
for your ideas. But you have the knowledge of what it should be and what it should look like. So you don't take Chat GPT or any of this GPT-4 stuff at face value. You never cut and paste or copy and
No.
paste. You don't do that. It's a jumping off point for your creativity juices to flow around an idea or a thought. Okay.
Excellent. O Downer says Terry is on the ball. Well, that's why I have here. She here.
Thank you.
Alafino says, "Chic and you shall find brainstorm ideas on."
That's your prompt.
Yeah. Tim says Perry become a prompt engineer, and Tim Frey says we should all become prompt engineers.
Okay,
Mm,
I have a little I was thinking about that. I have a little just a little tidbit on that just
sure.
lately because I go into Reddit and I read all kind of stuff. So there's a little dissension going on because they've changed in the latest version of Chat GPT because they're always changing because it's in beta. The March it says at the bottom, it'll tell you what version it is. So it says March 23rd we're in now, but there's a discussion going on now that they have changed the way that it responds to your answers because people again this is a learning platform. People have been going at it wild and asking it crazy out of this world things,
Yeah.
so they're pulling the reins back a little bit on what how they answer you and what they give you, and they've changed it just a little bit. So the prompt engineer, yes, that's a good thing, but they're changing the way you need to ask it. OpenAI is not going to tell you this. Microsoft's not going to tell you this. It's just that internal discussions and things that have been said is that the prompting of it, act as a whatever, that they're taking that part, they're ignoring that part. Just this is just a little thing. This what's going on now. I'm keeping my eye on it. But yes, prompt engineer knowing how to ask it. The prompt engineering works better with the dolly and the imagery, DALL-E and the Stable Diffusion Mid Journey because you have that. There's so many. I have not played with the image side of it a lot because I get frustrated because I know what I want and then I got to write all these prompts to try to get what I want. So that's where the prompt engineering comes into play more so on the imagery side than the tech side. You can still, I find with ChatGPT, if you ask it simple stuff, you will get more and then you just go from there. But that's my feelings on the prompt engineering. It works better with with creating
Oh,
images to get what
okay.
you want.
All right. Thank you, Macmillan Group. Dr. Vibe IG was perfect. Audio and video was perfect. Great to hear
Good.
that. So I'm going to do
Good.
some more of that. Wayne Harris says ChatGPT is a new foundation. Quillet and others will help the authenticate. Why am I can't say that
Authentic-
word?
authentication.
Authentication. Thank you of the
Yes.
content. Yes, you should still know your lane.
Right. See, this is
Go
not GPT
ahead.
and generative AI is not autopilot. You still the human process is still there. You have to ask it. You have to give it a command. You have to start with the idea. And then when it gives you an answer, you have to refine it and say yes, no, go here, go there. Um it's really hard to think about it if you're not a programming mind. I have a programming mind. I've done HTML and all that other stuff. I'm not a programmer, but I know about the languages and stuff. So that's how I see it. So that's how I know. People get frustrated with what it does, and I'm like, okay, you got to ask it this way. You got to look at the bug. You got to find the bug. You got to ask it this way. You got to come around the other way and say, do this, and it's a tool. That
Nice.
screwdriver. You got to
There it is.
how tight do you want it?
There you
Torque.
go. Fitness IQ says, I'll
Yeah.
dive in deeper since tax season is slowing down.
Yes.
Wayne says, sorry, Quillbot. I think he
Quillbot.
was wanting to say. And then
Right.
Perry says, AI can disrupt our metaphysical existence and our connections with each other because business is still very much dependent on human interactions and socializing. AI is only an augmenting tool.
Exactly right. I said, I find my people. This is
People.
right. This is right. That's what I'm saying. There's the fear that this thing is gonna disrupt us. It will. Chaos is good because good things come out of the chaos. I know this is not a popular thought, but this is how I see it because I come from, like a tech
Yep.
scientific background, business background. It's all sciences, 1+1 = 2. There's rules. So that's why I said this thing, it looks like okay, this thing is going to burn the world down. It will, but then what happens when you burn things down, especially
You
with
build up,
farming or gardening?
you build up.
You till that ground and you put new seeds and new things grow. So
Yeah.
we're in the burning stage or the
Okay.
whatever. I'm thinking of farming when they
Yeah.
do to the soil, the topsoil, something, and they turn it and make it ready. So that's what's happening,
All
and it's
right.
scary. But if don't listen to the news,
Yeah.
read on your own.
Yeah.
Go find the sources on your own. Media, they have an agenda. So we're not
Okay.
gonna get into that. But
Yeah. Fitness. That's what Dr. Taji can talk about on Monday.
yes, yes,
Fitness IQ Camp says we all have access through. We all not. I think she wanted to leave out Raymond. There's so many tutorials on AI, but
yes.
um, Ray says Fitness IQ Cam. No, we don't. Globally, many don't have access to Wi-Fi, much less STEM programs.
Yes, that's an issue. The Wi-Fi connection. We talked about the digital divide. In order to use ChatGPT, you have to have some kind of internet connection. That's one of the things that's hindering. We talked about the divide. How do we get those who have not to have? We got to figure out mindset, and they got to get that connectivity going.
All right. Question here. Terry, with AI making creative content easier and faster, will this make many intellectually lazy and remove the ability to think on the move?
Yes, there will be some people who, and you see it now. I think I read a story that Amazon reviews now start with as an AI language model. So people are going into
Wow.
ChatGPT, copying everything that it says and putting it into the Amazon reviews. I also heard some in the education space that said kids are copying, as because it'll say when you ask it something and it can't answer the way that you want, it says as an AI language model, I can't blah blah blah. So people are copying the whole thing, pasting it into school, pasting it into reviews. So that's the part where we're getting like, okay, you're not thinking. It's not okay, let me take my brain out of my head, put it to the side, and let ChatGPT write everything. No, you're supposed to start. It's a jumping off point. It's a sounding board. It's a playground. You're not supposed to copy and paste. You're supposed to go, oh, that's interesting. I never thought of that. Thank you, ChatGPT. And I go and I write something else based on what it said because I didn't have a fully formed thought. That's what I use it for. I'll have a thought of something and I'll ask it to form. I've even asked it to finish sentences, to do this, because it will give you that. And then you as the human decide, is this right? Yes, I'll use it. If it's not right, I'll go over here, rewrite it, rework it, go and look at some more different adjectives or that kind of thing. But you cannot take the human out of it. It does not work that way. It's not sentient like that. Not yet. But
all right. Perry says the value of human experts on the technical side will decrease. AI can be more accurate than those technical technical tasks. Thus, the creative mind has an advantage over the traditional technical expert.
Yeah. So here's a good thought about that. Think about the automotive industry years ago. What did they have? Factory workers putting each part in. Now, what do they have on assembly line? Robots that do things mathematical, scientific. It knows to put the screw in at this angle with the torque.
I want, and it's not in the auto plant. I hear Amazon is buying 1,000 robots a day.
Yes. So I'm just using that as the that to make the connection in your mind. Remember that there used to be an assembly line of workers, real people doing this one job. Now they all have robots doing this one job. Why? Because there's no thought process into that, knowing with the angle of the screw or knowing how to put this in. That's mathematical. So you don't need the human for that. What you do need is the creative side of it. That's where we come in. So it's absolutely right.
And also, robots don't go on strike.
Yep,
and they don't need to sleep. They don't need a break.
Right.
Okay, exactly. So let's continue on. O'Downer says slash and burn farming. Love the analogy.
That's what it is.
Wayne Harris, duplication can always be farmed out to the lowest bidder, but innovation always commands top dollar. AI is the new lowest bidder.
Yes, it is. It gets rid of the repetitiveness, like I just said about the automotive factories. It gets rid of that. So operative costs go down. We just mentioned it, jokingly, that they don't need breaks so those things cost a business money. People being out sick, people needing that. Now on the other side of it, the human side, we're saying, well, what about the jobs? People need the jobs. This is where you're going to use the tool to what I said before, your work on your passion, the thing that you wanted to do creatively, because this can shorten the time that you get it off and ship it out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be, because it's going to be, when you put it out in the world, the thing that you love, that you talk about, people are going to give you feedback, and you're going to use that and rework it and make it perfect while you're doing it. It's called minimum viable product. I'm not
Yep.
going to get into
Okay.
that.
No. You behave yourself. Behave yourself. All right. We also have Perry saying software is being developed to identify who is using GPT or their own mind. So don't bet the farm on ChatGPT yet. Also, in regards to Ray's comment about access, yeah, fair. I meant North American or Wi-Fi enabled countries.
Yes.
Adolfina goes, I'm loving the agricultural vibes. We also still have some more questions. Simone goes, and I think you were getting into this on your
Right.
last comments, all by design, dumbing down the masses for easier control. The path of comfort is what most opt for, pleasure or pain.
Well, see, this is the thing. It's again, I go back to, it's a tool. If you pick it up and use it, you can make great things or do horrible things, but you have to pick it up. And it's all mindset.
Yeah.
Where do I start? It has to be the idea, the germ of the idea. And can I do it? Yes, I can. I need the support. Oh, before I needed 20 things to open a business. Now I only need one. It's called a domain and web hosting. And I can make as much money I want if I have a messaging right with the perfect audience, and I have the perfect product or service that's going to meet their needs. Those things have to be in play. But the length of time from A to B is shortened. And it's gotten even shorter with ChatGPT as far as content creation. That's what I'm looking at it as, content creation. I know there's other things out there. I'm not trying to think about it, but I'm trying to say, hey, you can start your business. You can get your idea off the ground. You can write your book. You can write your play. You can do your podcast. This tool is going to make it easier when you're on the creative side of, I have an idea. Is it a good idea? What do I do? Step 1, step 2, step 3. It helps with that. So it gets rid of that mathematical repetitiveness. There's a word I want to say, but I can't. It's not coming to mind. But I hope you're getting what I'm saying.
It'll get there. It'll get there. And as we close out, because we've got, unless you are you, is there anything you wanted to share
Yes.
on this edition? So go for it.
So I'm talking about AI and stuff, all the stuff that I've learned and what I know from me. Like I said, I'm not the expert. I do know marketing. I do learning AI. So I'm putting together a little mini workshop on May 25th. Just follow me. I have a Discord. Join my Discord. I'm going to put all the information there. I'm going to have a little mini workshop where we talk about using AI to build a brand.
So where can people find where can people find out information on how to attend this?
Okay, so go to terryjohnsononline.com/info.
Okay.
There's a button that says join my Discord. I put stuff in there. I'm going to put more stuff in there, free stuff. When I have a workshop, it'll be there. I will also put it on my social media, but if you're in the Discord, you might get a little something extra. The public doesn't get.
What was Terry Johnson Online / what?
Info.
I'm going to see if we can bring it up right now.
You can bring it up. Or
yeah, let me. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let me if you're on Instagram, link in bio.
Okay, hold on. There. Let's see. This is we do things on the fly. I was talking about doing things on the fly a little bit.
If you're on Facebook, go to just type in Terry Johnson Online. If you're on YouTube, Terry Johnson Online. There you go.
Okay, there you go. So Terry Johnson Online /info. Join the Discord community free.
Just click that button. Go. You're in.
You're in. So family.
If you need help with navigating the Discord, but it's easy. You just get in and there'll be things on the left side and you just look at the category. If you need help, reach out to me, Terry Johnson Online. Wherever you like to hang out, send me a comment, a DM.
You know what? Message. I forgot. She's also on Instagram, Terry Johnson Online. She's Googleicious or Socialicious.
And if you've got any questions, I don't mind answering questions. You could tell. I don't mind answering questions. Come in, hit me wherever you want to hit me. Whatever platform that I'm there, Terry Johnson Online. There's a way to message or send me a comment. or whatever, put it in there. I'm going to answer you. Okay. But I'm
Massive.
starting this Discord because, and I'll tell you why real quick. It's because I've seen the other platforms go down, or they're starting to charge or whatever, or they
Yep.
block access. I know people that have groups, have a Facebook group that was like 20,000 people, and she got locked out of her group.
Wow.
She had email. That's how I know. So she shouldn't have sent an email out. But I was like, okay, I needed something. And Discord could go down also. But I'm getting into social media stuff I don't want to get into, but I'm just saying I need
You're
a
you're
place
you're
where
you're you're, you're giving me an idea about
I need a
using
place
Discord
for
more.
community.
Yeah, because I did not know about Discord till about a year ago when an intern came on, and I said I
Mhm.
always ask when I'm working with someone,
Yeah, it started
what's
with
what's
gamers.
what's the
Mhm.
best way to communicate with you? And he said Discord. I go, what's that?
It's a
Showed it to
community. It's a tool started with it was the gaming
gamers.
community,
Yeah,
and now people are using it because you can gather people in one place. You can put out broadcast messages. You can do private messaging. You could do voice channels. You could do
yeah.
live in
There's
the
a
Discord.
lot. Yeah.
Discord is on mobile and the desktop.
Yep.
So it's not one or the other. And
You're you're
again, if you
you're
have
you're
trouble
you're
with the
you're making
Discord, let
me.
me know.
Yeah, you're we're gonna talk about that because you've just generated another idea. Because I've always wanted to, where's a good place to start a community?
Well, see, that it's perfect for me. There may be other places that you like, Mighty Networks. I could list Circle. There's a bunch I could list, but you have to go to the place that's good for you, that you feel like is a good fit. And I feel like that. And I know Discord could go down, but I have a backup. I have my email list, and
There you go.
Dr. Vibe can talk about that. But you have to think about, where
No,
do I want to be?
you're gonna talk about it because you go coming up. Like I said, my digital notepad with conversations is just like running all the way down my body right now. But no, Terry, you know what? I want to say thank you, past, present, and future, and also thank you. This has been a long time, and I didn't know why this had happened to, but nothing happens until
Uh-huh.
it's the right
Right.
time.
No why
And
before time.
I hope that you enjoyed it.
I did. You can tell. I love answer. Listen, this is something about me. I love answering questions. I have a lot of information in here. I'm not saying I'm the 100% expert that I have it right, but if I don't know the answer, I will go and find it for you, because
Yeah.
that was my job the whole
Yep.
time when I was working with Interpublic, when I was with the US government, federal agency. I had to come up with the answer. There was no, you don't know the answer. Okay, well, let me go find it. Let me do some research. Let me do that. And I always came up with the answer. So I'm really proud of that. Every time somebody asked me something, I either answered it or I knew where to go and give them the answer. So
Right.
that's one of the things I love. So questions, I love those.
Well, I can call her TJ. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I hope you are welcome to come back, as
Yes.
the audience the audience was
Yes.
on
If you
fire.
guys want me to come back,
Yeah, well,
just
that's the
let me
thing.
know.
Yeah, say in the chat if you'd like Terry to come back. I want her back. And definitely and she has a myriad of conversation topics. So what I'm going to suggest is, tell her you want to come back through the chat, but also, oh, okay, Hayden has two comments. It goes, before cell phones, folks would easily remember 40, 50 numbers. Now some folks forget their own number. Just one impact that made our lives easier, better.
Yes.
Just a thought.
And on that thought, real quick, if you have a bunch of passwords and you don't want to remember them all, LastPass.
Now, did they get hacked or something in
Well,
the last?
they got hacked.
Okay.
Everybody gets hacked, but you're going to change your password.
No
So
problem.
with LastPass, you remember one
And that's
main
it.
password, and it's a long one, and
Yep.
then you put it in. But yes, everybody gets hacked.
Okay.
Nobody's 100% hack proof.
There you
Nobody.
go. And he says, by the way, I love what Terry's doing. There we go. Okay. Two things.
Okay.
Olafine says, I'm officially a fan of Terry. I'll be expecting my club card in the mail.
Okay, so Adolfina, you're
Yeah.
on LinkedIn. Okay, I'm going to find you. We're going to connect on LinkedIn,
Yes,
because that's
she is
one of the
on
platforms
LinkedIn.
I'm trying to get more into. So,
All right. And she also has any recent updates on your work. So kind to ask.
oh, on me?
Yeah, your work.
What do you mean
Anything?
updates? Like,
Anything new you're working on, initiatives, things like that?
Oh, just the mini. I'm doing the mini workshop on May 25th on
Okay.
AI branding. I'm developing the Discord. Because see, I have client work, so I'm trying to do more of my branding work, and it's just really slow. So I'm like doing things slowly. Like I want everybody to get in the Discord because whenever I talk about something or do something, it's going to be in there. I might go and do a voice thing, or I might post
Okay.
stuff. Right now, I have a bot that's doing breaking social media news. So if you want the latest social media news, there's a breaking news channel
So you have a
in
bot
there.
that does that.
Yeah. But I'm working on this slowly. Like you're joining. You're in the your founding members because there's a few people in there. I've just been working on it slowly because
Okay.
I don't have FOMO or the fear. I'm missing out because I know that there is a path.
Okay.
Social media is the path now. ChatGPT, there'll be another path, but I'm going to walk slowly and bring as many people as I can if you're connecting with my messaging. I'm not
Yeah,
here to
I'm gonna
sell
join.
you.
I'm gonna be joining the Discord family today.
Right. I'm not here to sell you. I mean, I as a business owner, I do want revenue, but there's a path where you don't oversell it. You be yourself. You gather the flowers as you walk the path. And people that connect with you will connect with you. They will be your true fans and join your community, and they will connect with your messaging and what you have to say. That is the true beauty of social media. And it's free now. It
Take
may
advantage of it.
change, but start now is what I always tell people. And if you
Okay.
got a question about how do I start, ask me, reach out. I'll
There
give you
you
some
go.
pointers, some help. So
All right. There you go, family. She's making herself available. And believe me, there's so much knowledge. And like I said, I've been listening to Terry for a number of years and I ain't stopping. I even learned stuff today. Like I'm gonna get into a little bit more Discord. I'm gonna ask you, Terry, can you give me like 12
yeah,
minutes or
so
something to talk
we
about
can
this?
talk, Dr. Bai,
Oh,
we
we're
can
gonna
talk
do
about
that. We're
that.
gonna do that, especially now because I know like everyone else is watching. I'm gonna make a decision and take action. There you go.
There you
TJ,
go.
always a pleasure. Hayden says, please come back.
I will.
Fitness IQ, yes. So we're gonna do it all. So look, make sure you give yourself grace. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy, and we will see you soon.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Okay, family. What? You guys came out strong as usual today. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic stuff today. TJ dropped the bombs, man. So, what decisions are you going to make today? What's one decision or one take home from today that you're going to do? I'm going to be reaching out to her because I'm going to get a little more information on Discord. Like I said, the only reason I'm on Discord is one of my team members. That's the way they communicate. But now I'm thinking, oh, develop a community on Discord. So I've got to look into that. That's very, very huge. So want to thank everyone for watching live today. Coming up on Monday, Dr. Tachi is back talking about media, tech, and pop culture. Gonna be big, gonna be big. So a few other things before we get out of here. Would you like to, oh, you know what? I will put up. Would you like to promote your business or service on the Dr. Vibe Show? Contact me at dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. Always subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube. And again, if you subscribe on YouTube, also hit the notification button so you get notified of upcoming conversations and like it anywhere else, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and also on Ryan's platforms too. Like and tell people about the conversation. What else? If you want to contact me, website the drvibeshow.com. You got the email address already. YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the Dr. Vibe Show. Twitter at drvibeshow, and an Instagram at the drvibeshow. Tomorrow night, if you're watching this on the 28th of April or the 29th of April before 9 p.m. Eastern Time, State of Things with Aisha, Jill, and Lala. I'll also do that a few minutes of that conversation on Instagram Live. But if you want to catch the video stuff, best place is on YouTube, Dr. Vibe Show. And then on Sunday, schedule have a next edition of Black Canada Talking. So, and along the bottom, that's all the places where you can watch the replays. We got into a lot of bonus time today, but it's in front of you. So this is how we're going to close it off today. Live your life, live your life like a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller, get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. And remember to give yourselves grace. And just don't manage your time, manage your energy. Thanks for another epic conversation today. Thanks for the great questions. Have a great weekend. We'll see you by following me. God bless. Peace, well, keep the faith and walk good.